Joe Mauer played 15 seasons in Major League Baseball, and he played all 15 seasons with the Minnesota Twins. When he announced his retirement following the 2018 season, Mauer ranked 9th all-time among catchers in WAR. Every other catcher in the top 12 in WAR is in the Hall of Fame. Mauer is in the top 10 among catchers in hits, doubles, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and adjusted OPS. I found an article related to this video that I will link in the description. A quote from there reads, "From debuting as a 21-year-old in 2004 through his age 30 season in 2013, he totaled 1 MVP award, 3 batting titles, 3 Gold Glove awards, 5 Silver Slugger awards, and 6 trips to the All-Star game, while hitting .323 with a .405 on-base percentage and a .468 slugging percentage, logging 8,000 innings at catcher and throwing out 33% of stolen base attempts. Add it all up, and Mauer produced the 5th most wins above replacement by any catcher in MLB history through age 30. If Mauer had retired after his age 30 season in 2013, he would still rank 18th all-time for most WAR among catchers. Despite achieving an enormous amount of success before age 31, despite building a Hall of Fame repertoire in his 20s, despite winning award after award after award, there is doubt about Mauer's ability to get elected into the Hall of Fame. What happened? Mauer was a hyped prospect even before he was drafted. He played football, basketball, and baseball in high school. He was a 2001 Gatorade National Player of the Year for football, 2-time All-State team in basketball, and in baseball, he was voted best hitter in the World Junior Baseball Championship. He was a legit athlete, and his presence was made known when he was taken number 1 overall in the 2001 MLB Draft. From his Major League debut in 2004 through the 2013 season, Joe Mauer was the best catcher in baseball, period, and all around one of the best players during that time. With an impressive resume up until this point, Mauer's production dropped off. Here are his stats from 2014 to 2018. It shows an obvious decline in his performance. Mauer declined gracefully. He never dropped off dramatically or unexpectedly, but the last 5 seasons of his career don't hold a prayer to those seasons before 2014. I'm sure many of you viewers may be thinking, why isn't Mauer a surefire Hall of Famer though? Even with his decline, he's still a top 10 all-time catcher and has the stats and accolades to back him up. Mauer's Hall of Fame credibility would not be questioned at all had he remained a catcher. From 2014 to 2018, Mauer converted to a first baseman permanently. He was plagued with multiple injuries throughout his career. Following the 2010 season, Mauer had knee surgery, which disrupted his 2011 season. Mauer missed 80 games that year and spent a considerable amount of time playing first base or being DH. Despite a strong 2012 season, Mauer split time between catching, first base, and DH. He started as many games at first or DH as he did catcher. Mauer remained the starting catcher for the Twins in 2013 and even played more games at catcher that year than he did in 2012. However, in the blink of an eye, Mauer's catching days abruptly ended. On August 19, 2013, the Mets were in Minnesota to face the Twins. In the 7th inning of that game, first baseman Ike Davis fouled off an Anthony Swarzak pitch that hit Mauer right on the helmet, and that was it. Mauer missed the rest of the season with a concussion that had its effects linger into the offseason.
Joe Mauer told the St. Paul Pioneer Press that lingering symptoms from a concussion suffered in 2013 have given him blurred vision on occasion the past 2 seasons.
He said he experienced headaches and blurry vision even after the season ended. Just looking at stats alone, it's a clear indication his injuries, especially this concussion, affected his offensive production and his ability to play baseball. From 2014 to 2018, Mauer exclusively played first base to avoid future injuries and to ease his body from the stress and demand of being a catcher. All-star players having to retire earlier than expected due to injury is not rare in baseball. David Wright, Troy Tulowitzki, and Dustin Pedroia are just some examples of such players. But Mauer didn't retire. He didn't even miss many games. He went out and played first base nearly every day for the last 5 years of his career. He was not robbed of playing time. Mauer was robbed of his ability to catch and his fearsome offense. Looking at Mauer's entire career, he would be a Hall of Famer if he spent most of his career as a catcher. But he spent almost as many games not catching as he did catching. It's difficult to value Mauer's career. His career as a catcher is borderline Hall of Fame at best. Remember, his career WAR before he became a first baseman was 44.7, which he achieved over a 10-year stretch. From 2014 to 2018, a 5-year stretch, Mauer's total WAR was 10.4. Injuries happen. They're a part of sports, and it's hard to avoid them. Mauer went from a guaranteed Hall of Fame catcher to a borderline one. Joe rose to the top of the baseball and catching world, but his world came crashing down and was forced into a different role on the diamond. After presenting all of this information, you are free to decide whether Mauer deserves to be in the Hall of Fame or not. If I could vote for the Hall of Fame, I would vote Mauer in. He was simply so good for so long at the most pivotal position there is. He deserves to be in conversation with the best catchers in the history of baseball.